Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joel. I'm now a nurse graduate from Imperial Valley College and currently working in the ER as an RN. And for today's video, it's going to be nursing school tips. So these are things you should know during, or if you're going to be doing your bachelor's or you're barely going to be going into nursing school, it's really good to have these tips. It really doesn't matter when you're seeing this, but hopefully this will be good as you're barely starting in order to have like this good mindset that I began to develop and polish throughout my semesters. And right now I'm a semester away from getting my bachelor's, so I already got my ADSN on June, and I've been doing full-time as an RN in the ER while also being full-time at San Diego State University in order to get my bachelor's. So these are things I've been tailoring now, and so this is kind of like my 2.0 version of my studying tips that if I have a younger sibling that will be going into nursing school or is currently in nursing school, I'll be telling this too. So in total, there's going to be 10 tips, and I'm going to be really fast with them because I guess a lot of them are pretty much they explain by themselves. So number one is using practice questions, using the Quizlets, using the Anki flashcard app, which Anki was one of the ones I used mainly for pharmacology. There it has like a really good metric on how you want to review your cards, and then it also has a time frame that you can put. So if you didn't really know them, they can come back the flashcard like in 3 minutes. If you know it kind of well, you can say it in the next 2 hours or hour. And if you forgot it completely, I'm sorry, it's backwards. If you forgot it completely, you can look at it like in the next 5 minutes, like the flashcard's going to come back. If you kind of knew it, it can come back like in an hour. But if you really got it, no hesitations, you can say in the next day. So that's really going to help you with the spaced repetition in order for you to retain that information in the future. So it's really good as like for pharm, but overall like fundamentals and stuff like that, I really wouldn't use it, or med surg like pathophysiology, I really wouldn't use it too much. So practice questions overall really good. So Quizlet, take advantage of Quizlet, just put in the chapter that you're looking for, and there you have like really good questions. Or you can also do practice questions on your own. You know, you can just read the chapter if you're like more of a reader of the textbook and get some questions from there and go from there, you know. So there's a lot of ways that you can use practice questions, but really take advantage of that because that's really how a lot of people learn. Or there's other ways people can learn, right? So another one that I'm going to be skipping into, that I'm going to be going over, is going to be YouTube videos. So if you're more like a visual, you can go into YouTube, but I'm going to be going over that in a little bit. The second one is have your time for studying and have breaks included in your studying. Don't be the person that's going to study for 4 hours and take like a 10-minute break. Like our brains like factually doesn't work like that. We begin to lose our focus around the 25-minute mark. You know, we're not like at our 100% in attention spasm. So technically it's good to have a break of 5 or 10 minutes because that's what it takes your brain to kind of like cool down and then get back up to 100%. So overall, having a 25-minute mark with a 5 or 10-minute break should be enough, and having that type of metric as you're going by, you're always going to have that type of 100% of attention spasm. Try it out like that. Obviously 25 minutes of attention spasm is like a very generic, kind of like when we say blood pressure 120/80, you know, it's kind of like what we say it's the normal, but for a lot of people it's different, and you know yourself, you know your attention spasm. So if you are good for 10 minutes and take a 3-minute break, then go ahead, but you need to start somewhere. Normally it's 25 minutes and a 5-minute break, but if for you you see that your attention spasm actually is longer than 25 minutes, you can try 30. Don't try and do big jumps because we're trying to go consistent with this. We're trying to do 3 or 4 sessions of this. So overall 2 to 3 hours studying using this type of studying break in order for you to be at 100% all the time. So number 3, talk to your instructors. So get to know your instructors in a way that they can help you. You can have like that type of cool relationship in the sense that you can ask them anything and you won't feel so embarrassed. For me, at first it wasn't that big of a deal during my first 4 semesters, I'll say, but like I guess like in doing my bachelor's, like it's a little weird now because we really don't see them all the time, so it's really hard to make like a connection with them. But if you really go to class like every single day, and you can get that type of connection with them, get to know them more, so that way you feel more comfortable asking them questions. Number 4 is don't compare yourself to others, which this is pretty much well known for everyone. Everybody tells you that, but it's really hard to apply it. I even have struggling on this specifically, but it's really important that once you get that first notion of comparing yourself to others, after those couple of seconds, that's your decision whether you want to stay with that mentality or if you want to change it. So you are not responsible for that first 2 seconds of you thinking that, because it's normal. You know, you see somebody else doing way better than you and you're like comparing yourself to them, and then you feel unencouraged, unmotivated, because you're like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Like this level, this person is the level I should be doing right now, but I kind of like suck. And I've been there. So it's really important to, once those couple of seconds come in and kick in, it's your responsibility to remove that mentality and really think how far you come to this moment right now. So the you of probably last week or last month or last semester will be very surprised and very lucky that you've been going this far. So have that type of notion. Try and track yourself on the things that you've done, so you can motivate yourself to keep on going forward, and you are your only competition at the end of the day. So really, the guy or the girl, the guy that you look at yourself in the mirror is your competition. So just try to be better than that person of yesterday. So as long as you're a little bit better in something, whether you learn something about the heart that you didn't know before, or something about the renal, anything that will make you better than the you of yesterday, that's the metric you should be focusing on. Number 5, apply a successful mindset. So a successful mindset will be kind of like what I said earlier, in the sense that you need to have the notion that you gotten this far, and also have the mindset of like what you should be doing right now. So for instance, some people take it too far, but it's like you need to have fun also. You're also a human being. You're in your prime years technically, in your 20s, early 30s. So this is the moment where you need to study and also focus on yourself. Like apply your self-care, whatever you do, to have fun. But have also a mindset that not everything is partying, not everything is just having fun. You also need to do this to invest in yourself in the future. So also have that mindset of like, I should just be studying maybe just a little bit today rather than not doing anything at all. Just look at a video maybe in the toilet or something. Just do something for you to be productive on the days that you're off from doing everything. Just do a little bit, just a little tiny bit, like a video of like 3 to 5 minutes of focusing on something you need to review tomorrow can definitely help you in preparing for that. So that's what I mean about successful mindset. Like really have the notion like, what would a successful nurse be doing right now, or student nurse be doing right now, if I know I'm weak on these subjects? Although I'm not going to be studying 2 hours of that subject because I really don't want to, because I have other plans and stuff. What can I do in 5 or 10 minutes that can really help me at least get a little better of understanding? So the day when so at least I feel like I learned something today, and I'm not still stuck in the same area that I'm at. That's the mentality I used to have. And in the toilet, like I'll be there. I have like a video whenever I'm in the toilet, so I'll be just doing like responding to Messenger or whatever to friends, and then I'll be looking like at a video that's like 15 minutes, but I'll just be doing like 3 or 4 minutes, pause it, and then leave. And then once I'm in the toilet again, a couple hours later, then I'll just continue on with it and kind of like go like that. And it kind of worked a lot, because in the following day I didn't have to review as much because I already reviewed it yesterday on my day off. So number 6, take advantage of YouTube videos. So this goes back with the first one that I was saying about the practice questions. YouTube videos can really help you in visualizing maybe how other people explain it. You like it better. So you can also get questions from them. The concepts that they're saying is not like different from what your book says. It's the same concept. They're talking about the heart, pathophysiology of the heart, what labs to look. The same information that's on the textbook is going to be the same information that is on the YouTube video. It's same information. So it just gets delivered differently depending on how you're looking at it. If you don't like to read a lot, but you like to watch videos, then you can get those questions from the YouTube videos. Like just make yourself the questions. What troponin levels, which one's normal, which is abnormal, what does NSTEMI versus STEMI mean, like what is the difference between them, EKG abnormalities, kind of like go with that. So that's for number 6. Number 7, don't have the A+ mentality. So there's like a lot of YouTube videos that I've seen, like, oh, how I had a 4.0 GPA in nursing school. It's like, or how I have like an A+ in all these classes. It's like, don't have that mindset, or don't try to have those people's mindset, because then you're going to be also having the notion that you need to get that grade. Like whether you get an A or a B or a C, nobody really cares. You have the same degree as everybody else. If you were in a competitive university or competitive college that you're doing nursing school, at the end of the day, like, your degree is the thing that matters. As long as you're learning and you're having a little bit of fun in the process, that is the thing you should focus on. Don't really rely on just like being the best at everything, because then you're always going to be crying, because you're never going to feel like you're doing enough. You're always going to have self-doubt. You're always going to, you're always going to be having like that notion that you could be doing way, way better, but like for some reason you can, and you're a failure, and you're getting B's or high C's, and like it's cool, it's normal. Like, nobody's going to be getting a good grade, and being a nurse will not be defined as how good you do in class. You can be a normal average person in the theory wise and be a really good nurse once you're in the floor, because it takes more than just books, than just like, how can I explain it? It takes more than just books to be a good nurse that people really care and admire. Okay, so the things that you learn in school might not be the same that when you see it on the floor, and you'll see it eventually in clinicals or when you're already working there. It's not the same, and half of that stuff you're gonna forget it. So it's like, just try and really learn the things that matter, and the things that matter, you'll see it when it comes. Respiratory stuff, abnormal EKGs. Those are things that matters, because if you see it on the monitor, like, you can at least have an advantage to bring people in, bring the doctor in, so you guys can prepare for possibly a code that may be going on. So like, in my personal preference, I think EKG learning is really important to know. There's like a lot of them, right? But just know like the really bad ones, or the ones that can go into a bad one. So like PVCs, SBT, junctional rhythms, kind of like stuff like that, because they do mean something. So it's important for you to like at least know, like see it and be like, okay, that looks like funky, in order for you to have other people aware of it, and tell like the tele nurse or whatever, they're like, hey, like keep an eye on this guy, so you can prevent bad things from happening. Like for me, if I'll be studying like something about cardiology and it'll be EKGs, I will take that important, because it matters. Also troponin levels, like what does an NSTEMI versus STEMI difference mean? Like why is it bad, why is it terrible? With the kidneys, like BUN and creatinine, like why are those two important in regarding the kidney function? What does it mean when the BUN is high? When dehydration occurs, like why are those levels altered? Like why does it occur? Kind of like kidney stones also, so like having all those notions, like why is this important? And then once you find like a reason why, you'll be like, okay, that makes sense, because then the kidneys can then affect like the normal blood pressure, the kidneys can affect the system in this. So it's like it's like a whole puzzle, right? But it's really important for you to really try and see like why this is important. And if you really can't see a reason why this is important, it's probably not important. But those will be like the things I will focus more on, like cardiology, respiratory, renal, because they can all go down. And hepatic as well. Those were like the ones, and neuro. Those were the ones that I really care about the most, because it's like it can go downhill really, really fast. So instead of having like the A+ mentality, like, what else can I learn to get that A+, it will be like, what else can I learn in order for me to be better in the floor overall and prevent someone from dying? So you see, like, those are two different mindsets, because one is only focusing on the grades and the score, versus the other one, you're just focusing on yourself, how else can I be useful on the floor, which eventually, having this type of mindset that you're dedicating more time because you actually care about this and not just the grade, can then lead for you to have a really good grade, because you really care about it and you're learning it not because you have to, but because you want to. So don't have that A+ mentality. Just have the notion of like, why this is relevant, why is this important, and go from there. And you'll see how once you're invested into something, rather than just getting the note for it, you'll be getting higher grades, because you're doing something that you actually genuinely like. So number 8, choose who you help out. So this is really important. Like, if they don't ask for your help, don't give your help. That's really important. That's one thing that I did learn along the years. Really important. The second one is like, some people, they just want to get you for your information. Some people just like you for the questions that you have. Some people just like you for the way that you can explain stuff. So don't try to be like that person that helps everybody, because then who's helping you? You're getting like the whole beat of everything and learning everything the hard way, and you're making it easy for other people, which is generally nice, but at the same time, you can have the type of mentality and helping all the people all the time, because the one time that you stop doing it, like, people are going to be telling you stuff, and it's going to go down the hill from there. So you might start doing things just to be like cool with them and for them to like you, but then once you start like not doing the same performance to help them, like they'll see, and then they're eventually gonna tell you something about it, and it's gonna be like a whole shit show. So, really be picky to the people that you're helping, and kind of like have that help to be mutual in a sense. So if you're helping them, they need to be helping you as well, because you don't gain nothing by you just helping them all the time, and they don't give you anything in return. So don't be that type of like really nice person that really just helps them, because then they're always going to go to you for everything, like always, but no one's there for you. So have that in mind whenever you're helping somebody. Number 9, don't focus on your failures. This is really important, and it's really hard to do, but it's key. Because if you always focus on your failures, or if you always focus on the questions that you got wrong, and you take it too hard, and you say like, I'm a failure and stuff, you're always going to be unmotivated to continue on or to have like a better performance. So also focus on the positive things that you've done. If you miss 8 questions out of 50, you got 42 right. Like, why are you not giving yourself the credit for that? You always look at yourself on the negative things that you're doing rather than the positive things that you're doing. So it's really important for you to give the credit that you deserve, and nobody's going to give you the credit. Friends or family are not going to come up to you and be like, hey, like, you got 42 right. Like, yeah, that's good. Like, they're going to be like, why didn't you get a better score? Like, they're always going to be looking for more, right? So the only person that you really have to convince yourself is yourself. So be grateful with the score that you have, and if you didn't do that well, if you really did miss a lot, then what are the things that you can do to like change that, but have like a growth mindset, things that you can do to be better, but don't have a fixed mindset. Because fixed mindset is like, oh, I did really bad in nephrology, I suck at the kidneys, I'm never gonna learn it. Versus growth mindset will be like, okay, I didn't do that well, but like, what else can I do in order to change the score? Like, not change the exam score itself, but like, what can I do to make my knowledge better in order for this not to happen again? So that's 2 different mentalities. So you don't want to have a fixed mindset in nursing in general. You really want to have a growth mindset, like, okay, I didn't do as well, but what can I do to get better? So always look for that feedback, whether it's from yourself or from your peers or from your professors, to be better. Because eventually you just want to learn more things because you like the career of medicine. So it's like, looking at yourself just at the failures, you're gonna fail a lot, and it's part of the process to fail, and you really have to look at it as a teaching opportunity as well, because you need to fail in order for you to get to the top level that you're striving for. So have that in mind. And the last one, read something you genuinely like. So this one, it goes more towards like reading a little bit more, and to a little bit more, I mean like 5 minutes before you go to sleep, or 5 minutes after you wake up. Have your Kindle with you, which could be like an app you can download on your iPhone, or you can download it here on your iPad or in your computer. But it'll be cool like in your phone, like whenever you always have your phone right next to you when you wake up, open the Kindle app and read a book you generally like. Like if you like one about Jordan Peterson, or you like one about, I don't know, whoever's your favorite author that you really want to read a book about, like regarding mental health or regarding anything that you like, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, you name it. Just 5 minutes. Just put a timer like, hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes, and then read your book for 5 minutes, and then that's it. And then you just go on with your day. But have that ritual of 5 minutes before going to sleep, or 5 minutes after you wake up, or both, which is the one that I have. I do 5 minutes when I wake up, and then 5 minutes before going to sleep. So you're reading a little bit more of things you like, and then you get yourself with better knowledge, because you didn't have that knowledge yesterday of you reading those 4 pages or 3 pages of your book. And yeah, so overall, I like to put my Kindle in night mode or in dark mode, so that way like my eyes don't really hurt a lot, and I turn the brightness completely down and I'm reading. It's cool. So yeah, those are the 10 things that I generally would really like to tell other siblings if I had any, but because I'm the youngest. But these would be things like I would tell them, and I'll be like, honestly, like you will fail a lot, but hey, it's part of the process, and most of the things you're learning are completely like you're stuck with time, in a sense that you really cannot learn it the way you should, because like they're trying to speed up everything. So really trying to grasp like the things that really matter from each one, and that's the hard part in some aspects, cause like how do I know which ones is like the important stuff? But it does eventually come with time. Like I unfortunately don't have like a formula like, okay, from respiratory just care about this, from cardio just care about this, because every professor does your exam differently. So that's the thing that we all have to look out and try and figure out. But yeah, those are pretty much it. I hope these tips really help you, and these tips also go for the NCLEX, like once you're studying for the NCLEX, because all these things can also apply for the NCLEX, every single one of these. like not having the notion of finishing at 75 questions. Like, it doesn't really matter whether it's 75, 120, 135. Either you pass or you failed, and that's the thing that matters. Once you get your license, it's not going to say like how many questions you did in order to pass it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as like getting your degree with a C or an A. You get the same degree. That's it. So yeah. So you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, please do so. I do post some stories maybe once every week. But yeah, you can just message me if you guys want, and give me tip videos for YouTube, like this one that right here was another video recommendation I got from a subscriber. So yeah, and that way you guys can also talk to me about your day, how you're feeling, anything you want to talk about, and I'll try my best to answer back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So you guys stood here until the end of this video. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.